All right, welcome to another live stream. Today's date is July 9th, 2025. The current time is 7:30 p.m. Normally, I would say let's get started and see if we can find any stocks to trade for today. But today we're going to be doing something just a tad bit different because of what's happening in the market. You guys typically hear me talk about fundamentals and technical analysis. Technical analysis is typically what we're looking at when we're looking at the charts here. And what we're doing is we're using all of the indicators. We're using our resistance, support. We're using RSI, volume to determine whether or not we want to trade a stock or whatever case may be. That's our technical analysis. And then you always hear me talk about the fundamental analysis. Fundamental analysis is basically everything that's dealing with the news, anything that's being released in the news, gossip, maybe a CEO stepping down, or someone selling stocks, an executive selling stocks within the company, uh, and that's your fundamental analysis. So today we had a good day. We closed out some of the trades that we had. But what also happened today as well was the president decided that he was going to send out about 21 letters to 21 different countries in regards to tariffs, and he was going to enforce those the 1st of August. Now, when that happens, we're not market makers. We're investing a certain amount of money into the market, into the stock market. We're not investing millions or hundreds of millions of dollars. So if you're investing a few $100s as a beginner trader, or if you're investing a few $1,000s, you're not a market maker. So what that means is you need to really sit back and wait to see what the real market makers are going to do, how they digest the information that was released, or that was released by the press or released by the president, and then from there uh, we make decisions and we say, okay, well, the market makers think that it's a negative, so the market's going down, and then we may jump into a few option trades or short some stocks. If we think the market's going up, we may buy some stocks and let the market move up. But it's really up to the market makers to digest that information. And fortunately, that information was released midday through the trading day, so it really didn't have that big of an effect on the market. So let's just look at the rest of the week. Here on our economics calendar, we can see if we're looking at the rest of the week, let's go. Today is Wednesday, so we're going to look at tomorrow. What's coming out tomorrow, which is Thursday. Tomorrow, on Thursday, we are really primarily focusing on our three-star events. So we have initial job loss claims that's going to be coming out. Give me 1 second here. Let's see. We have we have the initial job loss claims that's going to be coming out tomorrow. That's a three-star event. Then we have 30-year bonds, and then over here we have the Feds speaking, right? And then on Friday we have just a lot of other stuff coming out, a lot of other news coming out. Uh, so not really a not really a lot of heavy news coming out that can affect the market. But for me, and I'm just speaking for me and what I would tell anybody that's a beginner trader or somebody who's not really familiar with trading, with all this volatility and all this information coming out, especially with the tariffs and not knowing how the market's going to react, I wouldn't necessarily look at trading tomorrow. I would probably sit there and say, watch the market, keep your eyes on a few stocks. And if you see the market reacting in a way that, you feel that, you feel comfortable buying stocks, then you buy some stocks. But don't put it in your head that you're absolutely going to buy stocks and be trading tomorrow. And that's the mindset I have. I'm in a couple trades right now, and let's kind of go over here and let's take a look. I'll show you. So here you can see where uh, all the stocks that are in green are the stocks that I'm currently in trades for. And the purple stocks are the ones that I actually got out of the trades today. All right. So let's take a look at the stocks that I got out of the trade. First one is going to be SMCI. I'm going to look at it on a daily time frame as well. So this particular stock here, we had a lot of opportunity for growth, and I actually posted a short on Instagram and TikTok as well as YouTube about this. Now let's enlarge this right here. Let's take a look here. Let's go ahead and enlarge this so we can see it better. All right, I bought the stock at $48.40. I ended up selling the stock right here at about it was about $49.84. It kind of hovered in this area for about an hour before it actually broke through and closed above it. And this was actually the area where I was hoping to sell it at $50.45. But once the news came out, and that the additional letters went out, and the market was kind of indecisive, did not necessarily know what it wanted to do. I saw an opportunity. I was well within the green, so I just cashed out and got out of it. With this particular trade, we put in about 500. We didn't make that much because we only had like 10 stocks for this one. Uh, so I got out of that. Next trade that we're going to look at would be SMTC. SMTC, we bought into the stock over here at 45.28, and I ended up selling the stock right about here at 47.70. Once again, kind of hovered in that area. And these right here are semiconductors, so there's a lot of natural materials involved, like metals and different things like that. And that's one of the things that they're looking at as far as with the tariffs. Now, I would have loved to stayed in this stock because all of the technicals are telling us that the stock is going to continue moving up, right? Um, you can see that here, green lines on top, pointing up, red lines at the bottom, it's pointing up. Everything looks good. Our RSI, everything is looking good. It's bounced off to 50 and it's pointing back up, so letting them know we're in a clear uptrend. But the only problem is these technicals do not take the fundamentals into consideration. So because of that, I've actually just decided, you know what? It's Wednesday. Tomorrow, the market could react in a negative way. I can lose some of the profits that I have here, and then I'll have to sit in it. I'll have to sit on this for the entire weekend. And depending on whatever other chaos may have happened over the weekend, it may just do a complete reverse, and the market can go down, kind of like how we saw on Monday. Friday, everything looked good, and then then the president talked about the tariffs. Monday was a horrible day for trading. The market was down, and then it kind of recovered. It took about 2 days to recover between yesterday and today. Okay. So that's kind of like where we're at right now for me be back in the green with this one. So I decided just to get out of this stock as well. And this is one of my more expensive stocks as well. This one was about $48. The next one that we're going to look at is going to be GRRR. This stock here, I got into the stock at $21.62. And let's enlarge that right there so you guys can see it better. And I actually sold right here at about $23.13. Uh, and the reason why I sold is because my moving averages showed that we were in an uptrend. But right here, you can see with the moving average right here, the green line, it started moving in a sideways direction, right? And that's kind of like the first indication that we may be in a reversal to go back into a downtrend. And around that time, even though our RSI was pointing up, the fact that this was going in a sideways trend, it was kind of like, I didn't want to take the chance, especially with the news that was coming out as well. And this is one of my more expensive, this is not even my more expensive stocks, but I actually made a decent profit. I was already in the green. So I said, hey, you know what? I'm well in the green. I'll just get out. I originally had expected to continue riding the wave probably up until about 25. It didn't happen. And sometimes things like this are going to happen. I'm a little bit more of a cautious trader. You have what they call realized profit and unrealized profit. So your unrealized profit is if I'm in this trade and I'm up about 100 or $200, that's unrealized profit because that I'm showing a profit, but it's not in my bank account. It's not money that I can touch, spend. Um, but once I close the trade, it's realized profit because now the money's sitting in my account and I can actually withdraw that money. So I don't like to play with unrealized profit. If I'm in the green and there's a chance that uh, the markets can go into reverse, I know that I can find other trades. So uh, I'll just close it out and and just take what I can as far as the profits, not to cut my loss, but whatever little profit I can get. And that's another thing that I want to talk about in today's live stream is It's very important that you understand how to use the stock screener and you have all of your indicators and everything set up because you won't be thirsty for trades. A lot of untrained traders or self-taught traders or people that are new to trading, they become so desperate for trades that they force a trade. They'll look at a stock setup and they'll just say, well, I'm just going to buy it and hope it goes up because they don't know how to necessarily find trades. And they feel like, I don't know how to filter through the 10,000 stocks that they have out there to narrow it down to 50 or 20 stocks and then to filter through those stocks to find good trades. But once you know how to do that, you're not going to take risks. I feel uncomfortable with what's going on, so I'm able to just close out um, certain trades and say I can just find if even if the trades continue going up or rising, I'm not going to feel like, oh my gosh, I lost out on this great opportunity because I know I every day I can go through um, SpinViz, go through my stock screener, filter through that, and then come over here and do my technical analysis and find other stocks to trade on a daily basis. And that's why I'm comfortable having these live streams Monday through Thursday, live streaming, finding stocks to trade for the next day. All right. But if you don't know how to filter through and find stocks, then you're going to become thirsty for trades and you're going to force a lot of trades and you're going to lose a lot of money. All right. So those are the three stocks that we closed out today. Those are the three stock trades I was in. I closed out. These right here in blue are stocks that we were watching. So if we look at SG, we're still, that they really didn't move much. So we're just still going to keep an eye on it and see what happens with that. Next stock that we have over here is YETI. This particular stock, as you can see, we have an area of resistance that we set here, and we have our entry point to buy into the stock as soon as it closes above this area of resistance right over here that we had drawn in. And the stock is doing a little bit of a bounce back right here. And today's candlestick was green, so it did rise. It didn't rise as much as we would like for it to rise, but it did rise. The stock is only up about 35 cents. It could be up. It could go up. Well, for the last 14 days, it's been going up an average of about $1.14, but it's only up 35 cents today. So that kind of lets you know, like how much pressure has been put on the stock, especially with the news that came out in regards to the letters that have been sent out by the president for the tariffs. Our moving averages are indicators showing us that we were going in an uptrend, but as you can see right here with the green line, when you see that curvature right here, and it looks like it's about to go down again, then that lets you know that we may be in a potential turnaround for a downtrend. We on our RSI, which is right here, we are above the 50 line. We're right about 51, but you know, once again, I'm not going to recommend anybody trade tomorrow because of all the information that's coming out with the newsletters with the tariffs. And a lot of that stuff have to do with materials and imports and exports and different stuff like that. I mean, 21 different countries. If you guys look at the list, I'll see if I can pull it up, and you'll see the different things that are being targeted. This particular stock over here, ALKT, right here, we had our areas of resistance. Our buy-in would have been right above here at about $31.91. Right now, the stock is at $30.60. It hasn't touched this area of resistance or broken through it. And what we're looking for is for the stock to actually break through this area of resistance, close above it, and then we can buy. This one right here is a very interesting one. AAA, this is a aluminum company, right? And now one of the big things is we get about 80% of or 80 or 40%, 80% of our aluminum from Canada. So that's one of the things that's going to be tariffs. They're putting tariffs against as well. So we have to keep an eye on that. And if you notice with the stock here, let's zoom that in. And this is today's candlestick, and it closed exactly where it ended. And if you notice here, it really didn't move much on for the last 2 days because everybody knows what's going on with the tariffs. Remember, this is yesterday's candlestick. The final day for the tariff response was going to be today. So yesterday didn't move. Today he mentioned that he sent out letters, so it didn't move again. So This stock, I would love to buy it right now because it just broke through this area of resistance. But with the fact that we have those tariff letters coming out, I don't, I'm not sure what's going to happen with this because this can completely tank um, based off the information that's going on. And as you can see, there's a lot of indecisiveness right now. It's not moving at all. And the stock normally moves. If you go over here and you look at our ATR, that stock normally moves about $1.18, $1.17 on a daily basis for the last 14 days. And today it's only gone up 1 7 cents. Okay. And that lets you know right there what's going on with that. And then we have the Caesars stock over here. I'm not going to go through the rest of this watch list right here, but what I am going to do is I'm going to go and show you the stocks, the trades that I'm still in right now. So here we're still in the bull trade, the Webull. Webull, I'm still in it because Webull is basically, for those of you who don't know, Webull is a platform what people use to trade stocks and cryptos and other things like that. So that's not really going to be affected by the tariffs. I bought into the stock right here with the yellow at $12.84. The stock actually closed at $13.23, and now the actual during the post market is at $13.22. So I'm in the green with this one. The price is above where I paid for it. It and I feel like the stock is going to continue rising. Over here on our RSI, you can see that it's above the 50, so it looks pretty good over here. So we're going to stay in this stock for a while. This is not going to be affected by the tariffs, and that's kind of like why I really stayed with this particular stock. Next one is going to be ZETA. That's the stock symbol. This one is a packaging software company. Now, once again, this is a software stock. It's not anything dealing with making clothes or materials or anything like that. This is just purely software, and that's why I stayed in this trade. I bought the stock at $15.39. The current price of the stock is $15.30. So it's down about 9 cents. But here's the wonderful thing. It just broke through this area of resistance right over here. And that's where you see this red line. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit. So it broke through this area of resistance. I bought the stock here. It's like right down below here. It's about 9 cents lower. But we don't expect it to come back down and close below this area of resistance. So tomorrow, this being a software stock, I expect the stock to continue rising. Okay. And if you look over here at our RSI, it's well above the 50 here as well. Next one we're going to be doing is looking at EVH. EVH is another stock that we're looking at. This stock over here, we bought it at 1166. It broke through that area of resistance. It did do a pullback today. And this particular stock over here is commercial services. And this is one of those things that we talked about. I was trying to get out of this trade earlier. Um, but you know, but I still feel pretty confident that it may go up. But if I can tomorrow, if I have an opportunity, I may. If it opens up a little bit lower, I will get out of it, and that's why I have my line set up over here. This red line set up over here because this is commercial services now, and we have tariffs on products. That basically means, hey, anything dealing with retail, commercial services, commercial products, those stocks can drop. So you got to be careful with those stocks. So this stock went all the way up from $11.92 today, all the way down to $11.29. Now, keep in mind, this stock on average goes up or down about 54 cents on a daily basis, at least for the last 14 days on average. And this is where we get that number from right over here. And right now it's down 49 cents. So that's not big of a gap right there, okay? But we're going to keep an eye on that one. And finally, we're going to go and we're going to talk about, all right, this one over here is real estate investment. This is a real estate investment trust. I bought the stock at $17.73. Right now, the stock price is at $18.35. It's moving up. This is going to be a long-term hold. The ATR on this one is pretty low, meaning this stock doesn't move as fast as other stocks. This stock right here actually moves about, on average, 36 cents a day on average for the last 14 days. But I feel very comfortable that this one is going to continue moving up. as well as with the expected interest rates to be dropped by the Fed. That's why I have this one as a long hold. I am looking at this stock going up to as high as maybe in the 20s, maybe like $20 right about here to this area of resistance where you see the red lines. So right about here, and about $20, I'm expected to sell this, and this can probably hit that price by the end of the month. I don't like to hold stocks that long, but that's one of the things that I'm looking at holding pretty long. Another stock that we're currently trading is AAOI. This stock, let's zoom in here. Okay, this stock is at $25. I bought the stock at $25.57. Right now, the stock current price is $27.84. So we're well in the green. This is a semiconductors stock, which is basically electronics. So I'm not really too much worried about that. That's why I held on to this one, and this is going to continue going up. Now, this stock over here, MP, I want to get out of this one. I'm probably going to get out of this one tomorrow. The reason for that one is, as you can see, this is non-energy materials. This is metals and materials. Now, with the tariff, we're actually going after Canada. We're going after a couple other countries that provide us with natural materials. So because of that, I actually bought the stock earlier this week at $31.86. And as you can see, we were in a clear uptrend. We hit this area of resistance over here with an area of resistance over here. Today, the stock it actually just came down to this area of resistance. If it breaks through it tomorrow and it comes down below that, roughly about $20 and $29.50, then I'll cash out and close out the stock, because this is one of those stocks that can heavily be affected by the tariffs, by the 27 letters that the president mailed out today to the different countries, letting them know that he will be charging them tariffs. So this is our RSI. Our RSI right here, and let's zoom this. Let's make this a little bit bigger. So this right here is our 50 mark, right? And our RSI right here, as you can see, it just broke below the 50. So hopefully tomorrow morning, it starts to go back above it. If it moves any lower and it continues pointing lower, then I'm just going to close it out, because that's an early sign or early indicator that the stock is going in a downtrend. And then I'll get out of the stock. I'll get out of the trade at that point. All right. Uh, and that's pretty much it for right now. But like I said, we looked at our economic calendar. Not a lot's happening over the week, but because of what's going on in the news right now, with the president sending out the letters, trying to enforce the tariffs, we have to sit back and watch. Wait, we have to sit back and wait to see what the market makers do and how they react to the news, to see if uh, you know it is going to affect the market in a negative way, if it's going to cause the stocks to drop, or if, they're not going to pay real attention to it and the market's going to continue rising. So that's my recommendation to any of my students and anybody watching this video. Hold off on trading, watch the market. If the market, and I'll be posting some other videos throughout the day tomorrow on TikTok, Instagram, as well as on YouTube, as far as the shorts and on the reels, with any updates that I come across, if I see opportunities for trade, and once I get a feel for how the market's going to react to the news that came out. So other than that, thank you guys for joining, and I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place.